my entire life, I've always watched politics. I've always wanted to do something related to politics, related to change. And I always heard the same thing about bringing jobs back to America, bringing jobs back to Canada, how employment was such an important factor in an economy and in life in general. And I kept hearing about how important it was, and I didn't actually see anything being done about it. That's what led to the idea of actually helping employ people. And that's when I started to put together a team of interns. And slowly, I watched my goal turn into our goal. I watched my idea turn into a movement that empowered my friends, that empowered the people who were working for the Transition Project. And I watched us become very close-knit. We almost became a community that was determined to prove to the world that we weren't just 17-year-olds who were messing around during our summer, that we were 17-year-olds who were dead set on accomplishing something that mattered. I think the most important step, at least to me, was interviewing the people who were looking for employment.
So is there anything that you just don't want to do in your environment, like no heavy lifting, for example, or like anything else like that, instead of like a job, maybe just environment, don't like working under high stress? Or
is that it's not just volunteering one day and, you know, helping out like a few people. It's literally changing these people's lives, and you gain that connection, you gain that personal relationship with them. And there's people that I met that I know their full stories, and I think they're amazing after everything they've overcome, and that's something that I'll just never forget.
Donc, est-ce que vous voulez du temps complet ou du temps partiel?
Ben, je voudrais du temps complet.
Parfait.
I learned so much in those interviews. I learned about people's experiences. I learned about people's backgrounds. I learned about problems that people had that I didn't even know existed.
Just coming from where I come from, and like I've been beaten all the odds that statistics say people like me would turn out to be. I'm not saying I haven't made mistakes in the past, I have, but I'm not there anymore type of thing. So I still have beaten it in a way.
One big milestone for us was having our website up within a week of operating. We started off, I think, as 7 teenagers working out of my friend's house, and we turned to one of them and we said, we need you to get a website up. And at first he was reluctant. He didn't know anything about building a website. He wasn't particularly technologically talented, but slowly he learned. He researched how to do it. He asked all of our opinions when he was writing something for the website or putting a picture on the website. And we watched the development of a website for our organization. I think the website really legitimized the work we were doing. Finally, we could send employers something that proved that we weren't kidding around. We were very serious about what we were doing, and we wanted to take it to the next level. And then a week after that, we pulled on every connection we knew, and we actually got office space in a perfectly good location. And I think that office space was definitely one of the biggest milestones of our organization, because people got to see that 17-year-olds who were running this organization weren't running it out of a basement, they weren't running it out of a friend's house, they were running it out of an office that worked 9 to 5, 5 days a week, all summer. There was one day this summer that was particularly amazing for me. And that was the day that we officially launched the fact that we were an organization, and we officially launched what we were doing. And we got 2 to 3 people in our office to post it on their Instagram stories or Snapchat stories, to go follow the Transition Project on Instagram. And in the next hour, I think there were over 35 kids in Montreal, from people's camps, from people's schools, who had reposted "Go follow the Transition Project." And this title, the Transition Project, that I had come up with as a school project, was all of a sudden on 35 people's Instagrams, on 35 people's Snapchat stories. It was amazing to see that people were there to support me, to support us, to support what we were doing, and that they were going to get involved in whatever way they could.
I know that I'm doing such great stuff for the society, and I know that what we're doing is going to be really impactful for the future and in long term, in a long-term perspective.
I think the future is very bright for the Transition Project. I mean, Global News wanted to do a story about it, the Gazette did a story about it, we've been on the radio, it's been a truly incredible experience, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to the fact that while we have made our little mark, it's not where we plan on ending. There's so much more with this issue of unemployment, there's so many other problems that these people are faced with, and this is only the beginning of the impact that we intend to make.